Hey everybody, I figured it was time to give you guys an update on how we're doing after pulling the plug on our energy company at the start of winter in October. If you haven't seen the solar update from the end of January, I'll put a link to it up here. Go and take a look. Spoiler alert, it was all doom and gloom at the end of January. I'm happy to report things are looking up since the end of January. I'll take you through all the information shortly that I've gathered using Solar Assistant. I'll tell you what, that piece of software hardware is amazing. Gives you reporting that I never even knew was possible. Now previously I was recording generator run times. I found it's easier to use the information from Solar Assistant, and I'll just be reporting on kilowatt hours provided by the generator going forward. The dashboard screen of Solar Assistant, as you can see, tells you how much we've generated so far today, 3.7 kilowatt hours. It's reporting the batteries at 100%, 2.28 kilowatts coming in. Current load is 627, so 1587 watts going into the battery. See the battery state of charge. Well, it's reporting 100%, but it's not really. We need to get to an absorption rate of 58.4, and then it'll drop down to a float voltage of 58. If we go into totals, you can see what we've done over May. Grid used is 0 kilowatts. If we run the generator currently, that will increase. If we go to the 12-month summary breakdown, you can see in May we haven't run the generator at all. April we ran it, we used 3.5 kilowatt hours. I think that was for about 2 hours running. March we didn't use it at all. February was only 54.6 kilowatt hours versus 195 kilowatt hours in January. December was higher, as was November, but I only installed Solar Assistant midway through December. Now, since the last report, I've also spent quite a bit of time playing around with the solar panels on the roof. I've been trying to, well, primarily prove that if I angle the panels in dark, cloudy conditions, that it will improve the generation. It was a bit of an elusive task, to be honest, and despite chasing it for the last 3 months, I haven't been able to get a definitive answer. I'm not prepared to climb on the roof when it's rainy and overcast conditions. As you can see over my shoulder, not the greatest of conditions for generating with solar, so it's time for some more solar panel shenanigans today. I'm going to be testing out how much of a difference it makes to tilt the panels in these types of weather conditions. To be fair, in these weather conditions we can generally get the batteries back up to a full charge before the sun goes down. It's when it's really dark, overcast, that we struggle. On the darkest day through winter, we were only able to generate 4.1 kilowatt hours or kilowatts. That's the worst we've seen. I've been getting a lot of comments from you guys out there, thanks very much for that, about angling the panels to generate more during winter. So I'm going to have a play with it. I know definitely angling the panels when it's sunny makes a big improvement. Approximately 180 extra watts generated per 750 watt string. So when the sun's shining, there's no doubt angling the panels makes an improvement. I want to check what difference it makes in these types of conditions. Okay, so I'm on the roof. This is the cloud cover we have. I'd refer to this as a light overcast rather than a dark overcast. As you can see, all the panels are lying flat, all 9 strings over there. And just so you can confirm there's no skullduggery going on while I'm filming this, you can see we're generating 944 watts at the moment out of a potential 8 kilowatts worth of panels. Let's see what we can get on what's it generating. So 1087 watts. It's not exact, but there's an improvement. Let's do another string of 750. $11.93. So that's with two 750 watt strings of panels angled. These 4 strings on the second inverter are 1 kilowatt strings. Well, it's just slightly less than a kilowatt, 990 something or other. Okay, well that didn't work out. Obviously we got more cloud cover, so it's difficult. But I think we can assume we did see an improvement when we tilted the first 2 strings of 750. What I will say on this subject is that I do have the 2 kilowatt array of panels on the back of the garage hanging vertically. In winter, when the sun is sort of low to the horizon, those panels are angled better for generation in sunny conditions. I've noticed that the 8 kilowatts of panels lying flat on the roof are obviously not ideally angled to collect the sun in winter, actually generate more energy during a dark, cloudy day than the vertical panels hanging off the garage that are almost directly angled at the sun. These are the panels behind me that are hanging vertically on the back of the garage. There's 2 arrays of 1 kilowatt each, so giving me a total of 2 kilowatts. Currently, those 2 kilowatts worth of panels are generating a sum total of 41 watts. The 4 kilowatt panels lying flat on the roof, however, at the moment are generating 430 watts. So based on that, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to declare, in my experience, panels lying flat on the roof in dark, cloudy conditions generate more than panels that are angled. I'm going to get slayed in the comments, no doubt. At this stage, I've proven to myself that angling the panels in a dark, cloudy condition is not going to give me any gains, so I have to come up with a better solution. When I run the generator, I'm running it directly into the inverters, so the generator is then expected to supply the power for the house, both houses, as well as the power to charge the batteries using the charger circuit built into the inverter. The drawback of that is a 3 kilowatt generator cannot provide enough current to run the houses as well as charge the batteries. So if anybody switches on a tap or a microwave or anything that draws enough power, it'll trip the generator. So that was a pain. To overcome that, I'm going to be getting a 48 volt battery charger that runs off 240 volts mains. I'll plug that battery charger directly into the generator and connect it directly to the batteries. That way we're always running off the inverter power, so we should be able to draw the full 8 kilowatts and there's no issues with Mom putting on the kettle or Mandy running the toaster or whatever. Now, I've also spoken about various other solutions to get around this. I'm not prepared to take the risk of a water battery not doing what I hope it will do, etc. So that's the solution I've landed on for next winter. I'm not going to get away from running the generator, but if I can get away from the generator running causing problems for everybody, I'll be happy with that, and I'll take that as a win. I am also going to be putting up the 2 kilowatt wind turbine again one day when we get time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. See you next week.